Hey everyone, my name is Miguel, and today basically we're going to create this wonderful window interior inside Unreal Engine 5. Now, all of the project files I will be providing a link for you guys to download for free, so you guys can go ahead and have access to this wonderful window material, and don't forget to hit the subscribe. Alright, so let's begin. So today, I'll give you guys a brief background on how to make your own windows, and basically I'm going to give you a brief background of how I created my own windows, and basically if you look at this right now, it's just a plane, which we have to wait right now. Just give it a moment to load. Might take some time though, I have no idea. It's just in the middle of the video, it has to do this. Come on, quickly. Alright. So, sorry about that. So basically, as you can see here, the backbone logic of this whole window is basically just using a bunch of bump offset for the textures, and basically masking the midground, the background, and the front ground. Basically the foreground, you don't need anything. It's just a texture right in front of you. But the midground has a bump offset of 0.5, and the background would have an even increased offset just because of the distance. So you have to think about the distance between from the camera, from the point of perspective, and from the very back perspective. So you have these values. So I like to keep them 3 layers, just so I don't really want to overcomplicate things. It's just a window that you can use to populate around your environments. So when I created this, I basically took the asset from a free plugin, or at least a free demo sample that Unreal Engine provides. So if you guys go ahead here, go here in samples, go in the showdown VR demo, so you can basically get this shader logic on one of Unreal Engine 5, one of Unreal Engine's old projects that haven't been updated. So if you guys want to check that out, the showdown VR demo, go ahead, download it, and just upgrade the whole project files to 5.2. Otherwise, I wouldn't suggest playing it. I don't think that the logic works. I have no idea yet, but it's basically made for Unreal Engine 4.19. So if you guys want to check this out, go ahead, do it by all means. So basically I just took the shader logic there, and then I modified a few tweaks. So as you can see here, this is our shader. So the shader right here, it basically has the foreground, middle ground, and background, and with that it also has logic of this one. But I basically updated the whole I updated some few logics here just because it's a little bit too outdated, and it doesn't make sense how the previous version of this shader, they have to use a mask to mask out certain areas. Well, it was pretty cute that they have to create a separate mask to do that, but in today's age, you just basically need an alpha for the middle ground and even the foreground. For the background though, it's just a background photo, so you can just basically look at the background. So I'll give you a brief texture of what the background looks like. Now, to give you context, this texture right here is basically made from scratch. I did it using Photoshop and combined with AI. So I'm not really a concept artist or a great artist, but hey, it did the job for me to do my technical art. So basically that's the background. So it's just a photo in the background. It's opaque, and then the foreground and basically the foreground and the middle ground, those are the photos that are actually that has opacity, just because they are more likely to be sitting on top of the photo in the background. So if you look at Photoshop right now, when I actually made this, I actually took a reference of the New York version of this. So the New York version looks like this by default. So I just took this as my reference of how I'm going to plan to lay this thing out, the storefront, in fact. So from there, I just generated an image from Leonardo.ai. So basically, as you can see here, what I did was I generated an image of my liking. So in this case, I really love this image. Like, oh my god, it's crazy what you can do now with these AI tools, and you know, you just have to make sure to use it the right way, and I think you'll be fine. Basically, I took this image, modified it, tweaked it on my own technical needs in Photoshop. So what I did was I have to modify the background. Since I don't know how to fill the whole layer, I just have to, play with my own instincts, mix a bunch more colors in here. So I got a bunch of crazy light, like bouncing around, and on top of that, I have this as normal, and I basically use pinned light to mix both of the lighting and the color, just so it's like more artsy and more like it's illustrated. I have no way to describe this, but basically I have that. And after that, after having to create the background image, I also created the middle ground image. So the middle ground image is just cropping out the actual original image. So what I did was I actually took this image, not this one. These are just a bunch of images that I was using for references. Let me just showcase the original image. So the ones that I generated, in fact, was this image right here. Let me just go back. So I just basically cropped the foreground image. So I kind of identified the areas. What are the foreground and what are the background of this image, and what is the foreground of this image. So I did a quick crop of the areas that are darker, because I noticed that the lighting is more in the back. So it really gives me an idea the distance between the front and the back. So maybe the front will be a lot darker than the back of the restaurant, or at least in the inside of the restaurant. So I took this as my foreground. So I do a quick crop for my middle ground. So what I did was I did this. I basically took the middle ground image, or the image that was generated. I cropped it out, and basically I took it as like, okay, so this would be maybe the bar stand, or the bar shelf that will be blocking the amazing restaurant in the inside. So this is my middle ground image. So my middle ground image and my background image. So I have now both of my middle ground and foreground. And then to top it off, I also created my the image basically for my front view, or the foreground image. So this is basically the storefront. So this does not have to have any bump offset, because it's just sitting in front of you, just like a regular texture. The UVs are not modified. The only thing that I modified in terms of UVs is the middle ground and the background, since it has more distance. But this one does not have any distance. It's right in front of the camera. So what I did was I used this texture, and I took all of the possible elements of a storefront, like dust. There's like this nice taping on, like, usually glass on it. All the possible things that you would see on a glass pane. So I took that, and basically that's what I used for my foreground. So I have now 3 images: the foreground, the middle ground and my background. So that's basically, you know, all of the images that I exported out. So I basically used it based on my needs. And the next thing I did was, you know, after that I basically placed or chunked it out all of the images that I need here. So I got the background, the middle ground, and uh, that's pretty much it actually. Yeah, I'm not sure if I added the foreground. Oh yeah, this is the foreground. Oh yeah, I did. Gee. Okay, I did not okay, so in my shader I did not expose the the foreground. No wonder it's not showing up in the textures in here. So basically, as you can see, my foreground has opacity and so is my middle ground. Just because both of the middle ground and foreground needs is sitting on top of my background image, so I have to make sure that both of them have opacity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and convert this to our parameter. I'm going to say foreground. I don't know if that's a spelling. Let me know, guys. Oh gosh, that embarrass me right now. Anyway, so as you can see here, if you're noticing this white reflection mask right here, this is just basically an imperfection mask of the glass. So if you see this little nice roughness imperfection, that's basically the map that you're seeing right now. But this is basically the texture that comes with the asset. So yeah, so basically those are the things that I modified. So I basically don't need this mask anymore, and that's all I need when I reapply my master material. So basically, guys, if you're gonna use this for your windows, all you have to do is just make a foreground image, middle ground image, and a background image. And then I think you're all set. You know, it's the wonderful thing about, for me, is using AI is, you know, you get to be so creative as a technical artist and as a material artist, that you can use these wonderful images to your work and, you know, try to mix and match something and really create something really great. And I think it's really cool to do these things. So as you can see now, it looks so freaking amazing, and I really love this shader, and I think this is one of the shaders that I'm very proud of. And so we go ahead and hit play. So as you can see, like, it looks so good. Like, I'm so happy. It looks like, you know, something that you could actually like see like on Spider-Man movies or something. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Just like I said, you know, if you want access to the files, the link is in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, and maybe, you know, use this on your own games and have fun with it. Use this in your own environments. That's what we do here at Polypic Studios. Is that, you know, at us as a studio, we really love how to, you know, create environments and create worlds and reimagine things on our own perspective, and giving everyone an experience to explore our worlds inside Unreal Engine and Unity. And that's basically, you know, the passion that we have here at Polypic Studios. And we're really hoping that, you know, in the future, that we could expand more on educating people, getting people to know more about environment art. And actually, we're even developing a website that you guys could even access for free, and use it as a resource when you're creating your own environments. And basically, this whole website that we're trying to develop is also for the purpose of helping other people and helping educational institution implementing game art or environment art or anything that's 3D art in general. That, you know, here in the Philippines, I don't think that is something that's very widely spread type of knowledge. You know, these are the knowledge that's more valuable, and nowadays that's how I see it. It's just that, you know, us here, we don't have that type of knowledge. And for me, as a studio, I want to provide that to the people here, and you know, provide the wonderful things that this industry basically provided for me. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.